is all.
We have breaking news on CBS Sports HQ. D'Angelo Russell reportedly being traded from Golden State to Minnesota. The Warriors receiving Andrew Wiggins and a couple of draft picks in return. The two draft picks, according to ESPN, are a protected first-round pick in 2021 and a second-round pick in 2022. The Warriors completed a sign and trade, got Russell in the offseason, kind of a consolation prize for missing out on the huge free agents. He was an all-star in 2019, and his numbers this season every bit as good, maybe even better than they were with the Brooklyn Nets last season. But the Warriors were unsure how he would fit with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Rip Hamilton is here. The NBA champ is going to tell us how this all fits. Continuing our breaking news coverage here on CBS Sports HQ, I'm Chris Hassel with the NBA champ Rip Hamilton. The Warriors reportedly trading D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins and a couple of draft picks. Rip, you like this for both teams. Why is that?
I do, and when you look at the Golden State Warriors, especially when you lose Kevin Durant, and now you can add a guy like Andrew Wiggins who has a huge upside. The thing about him is I think his inconsistent play. If he can come and play consistent minutes for this Golden State Warriors, a guy that's super athletic on the wing, can defend multiple positions, can knock down the three, and now you pair him up with Steph Curry and Klay Thomas, I think this is a great deal for the Wizards. And if you look on the Timberwolves side, now adding a guy like D'Angelo Russell to playing with Big Cat over there in Minnesota is a great addition. You got to realize Minnesota was trying to get Dangelo Russell in free agency, and they kind of cleared up some cap room by trading Jeff Teague earlier this season, and now bringing a guy who is great in pick and roll. You got to think about it. Minnesota has lost 13 straight games, and you got your best player and your franchise guy, talking, hey, you know what, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. We got to be better, and this is not something that I'm used to. He got snubbed from the All-Star game. Why? Because they haven't won games. So now you add in another dynamic point guard, a guy that comes in with a lot of confidence and that can really lead this team and try to get back to them in the playoffs. I think this is a great situation for Minnesota, too.
Andrew Wiggins is supposed to go in there to the Twin Cities and be their superstar. That never really happened. Do you think he's going to have a better chance to do that, to fill that? Not, he doesn't necessarily have to be a superstar, but to fulfill his potential at Golden State?
Well, I think it's a better fit for Golden State. I think when he's in Minnesota, they expect him to be the Michael Jordan, of the team, the LeBron James, the superstar caliber player. That just doesn't fit his personality. So now when he gets the opportunity to go to Golden State, now he can just fit in the role. Now he ain't got to be the superstar. Steph Curry is that. Klay Thompson is going to have big games. Draymond Green has a huge personality on that team. Now Andrew Wiggins can just go there and play basketball and do all the things that he has to do for them to get back to a championship caliber team.
That's Rip Hamilton. We also have Colin Ward-Henninger standing by from the Bay Area. He's been covering the Warriors for many years for us at CBS Sports. Colin, I spoke with you moments before this news broke that Russell was going to be traded, and you said the one hang-up in this trade was that the Warriors didn't want 2020 draft picks because this draft was pretty weak, and they're going to have a high pick. They get a 21 and a 22. In your opinion, was this better than the original deal that they turned down?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, this is what they wanted. Things change quickly, right? I just talked about how it looked like the talks between the Wolves and Warriors had stalled, but they decided to throw in that 2021 pick, and that is exactly what the Warriors were looking for. And this is just a big deal for the Warriors because they not only get rid of Russell, who might not have been a great fit, but they also get Andrew Wiggins, who more fits that wing mold like we talked about, that was vacated when Kevin Durant left and Andre Iguodala left. So there are questions about, Wiggins' motivation and his skill set. I'm not quite sure how that's going to fit in with the Warriors. He shoots a lot of long twos. He likes to post up. He's going to have to obviously change his game a lot. But, people in Golden State were kind of speculating about this earlier, and they were saying it's kind of like a Harrison Barnes type, right? A guy who can stand in the corner and make threes, but can also put the ball on the ground, make a play. He can defend for you. So I think this is a much better fit than D'Angelo Russell for the Warriors, provided that everyone's healthy next season. And getting that 2021 pick, top 3 protected, the Minnesota Timberwolves you'd think would be a little bit better than that. So that's going to be a very good pick in what's considered to be a really, really strong draft in 2021.
Yeah, you make a great point right there, and that's something that I didn't think about. When Harrison Barnes was there, you got to remember, he signed, I think, a max deal when going to Dallas because of the role that he played there. He didn't come into that role saying that, hey, he was going to be the Batman. He was more of the Robin for the Golden State Warriors. So Andrew Wiggins has a similar personality as him when coming in, and he's not a guy that's going to show huge personality on the floor. He's not going to disrupt the offense. He's going to do everything possible to help this team win.
So what do you want to see from Andrew Wiggins now in the months ahead this season? We're not going to have Steph on the court for at least another month or so, but what specifically would you like to see from Wiggins?
I just want him to be more consistent out there on the floor. I think that's the big question mark about him. He has all the talent. He has all the upside, and everybody's just waiting for him to explode. This is a perfect opportunity offensively that they play more of a freelance offense, a motion offense, constant movement out there where he can have a lot of freedom on the offensive end to go out there and play his game. So I just want to see more consistent, from a shot standpoint. Don't get caught up on just knocking down threes, but being that multi-dimensional player that can do multiple things for this Golden State Warriors team.
So the Warriors are going to get Andrew Wiggins. They're going to get Steph Curry back from injury sometime this spring. Klay Thompson should be ready to go by next season. Colin, what else do the Warriors have to do, or are they looking to do to get back to where they were, not necessarily as a dynasty, but as a contender in that Western Conference?
Yeah, it seems like they filled that need on the wing. You can always use more wings, especially ones that can defend in the Western Conference. But one thing that the Warriors have been looking for a long time is a quality center, and they were hoping that Kevon Looney would be that guy, but he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. Hopefully he will, but even at his best, he's more of a backup, a high IQ guy, not a guy who's going to put up big numbers. And what the Warriors have really been looking for is someone who can provide vertical spacing on the court. That's a buzzword they use all the time, a guy who can catch lobs, a rim protector, a rim runner. And you see how it's been working with the Lakers with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Someone in that mold would be great. And, James Wiseman is a guy who a lot of people have been talking about. They might use their pick on him, or they could end up trading their pick and trying to get someone a little more established. But I think now that they've kind of filled that need on the wing, I think addressing that center position is probably their next move, building into next season when they're going to be a title contender once again.
What do you think, Rip? Do they need a center to get back to what they were?
But the most important thing, I don't think they need to win now. I don't think just knowing that Steph Curry's, is still speculation.
By now, you mean next season?
Next season. They don't need to win this season right here. You don't have to rush Klay Thompson back. You don't have to rush Steph Curry back this season, because you want to try to, you got to be strategic right now. You got to try to get as many lottery balls as possible to go out and get a guy like James Wiseman, a guy that's a great rim protector, super athletic, and you bring in another core young piece to your veteran guys that you already have on the floor.
Yeah, as of right now, they'd have the best chance to get that #1 pick, and there are several good young stars at the top of this draft. Might not be very deep, but they're going to have a very high pick. Rip Hamilton and Colin Ward-Hediger covering this for us as Dangelo Russell gets traded from the Warriors to the Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins and a couple of draft picks. Much more on this here on CBS Sports HQ when we come back. Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.